Well, guys, I don't even know where to start. Welcome back.
Welcome.
It's been a long time. So we got a, weird setup like last time. I don't even know if we released that video. I don't think we did.
I don't know. I don't know if we filmed it. We filmed it, but I don't know.
We filmed a video giving everybody an update. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that has happened.
Lord, Aaron, we're going to censor that out.
There's a lot that has happened, and well, we're joining in to have a conversation on the couch again, like old time's sake. So I'm going to pass the mic off to Stump, and then from there we'll get an update, and we'll go to Aaron and get a little quick update, and just kind of give everybody a little quick update on certain things. And
hold on, I think we need to tell them where we've been, what we've been doing.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We're going to start.
Update.
That's the update. Yeah. So, Stump, floor's yours.
Well, how y'all guys doing? I miss you guys. I've been good. I kind of I didn't break my foot, but I fractured my foot. Been out of work for about 2 weeks. I was crippled for about a month, but other than that, it's been good. And my Panthers blew out the Falcon 30-0, by the way.
Well, guys, I'm finally able to say I can now be a permanent member of the Full Couch. I'm now on first shift. So this couch is going to be in for some work.
Well, I think that's something we need to address. What are we doing from here? Because
I'll fill in there.
by the way, I've been doing good. Nothing's really changed for me. I grew
He did grow a beard.
some peach fuzz. But other than that, I mean, everything's been good.
Ready?
Yeah, I guess.
What was yours?
All right. There's been a lot going on. So first thing,
A lot.
we're moving out of here.
Well, hold on. Where'd we leave off? That's where we need to start. Because
Well, they know that the last video we were talked about the move, and well, it's officially happening. So, this couch, wherever it goes, we will.
We will follow.
We probably won't be sitting on this exact couch, but we will. Yeah, there will be something. We're gonna figure that out.
It will be full.
So
that's enough.
we're moving. Look, I got a lot to update. Okay. Secondly, major call here. If you guys notice, it's a bit empty on the floor in this area. We have lost our great beloved soldier Maggie. She has moved on to greater things. So, moment of silence for her. We love her. It's emotionally tearing. It really is odd. It feels really weird, but
It was weird walking in here without Maggie. I almost asked where she was.
yeah. Last time you were here, it was the Christmas special.
Yep.
Yeah, it was the Christmas
We're
episode.
in
So
September.
we have jumped from the beginning of December
Has it been that long since we
to
filmed?
yes.
Yes.
There's no way.
Yes, the reason why it feels off to you is because we've recorded a video. It's just we've never got them out because you can't.
Yeah, they won't
All those files, he can't export those
they
files.
won't export it.
So,
Oh, we posted 4 videos, I think, on Off the Couch.
We
yeah.
had 3 videos ahead, but we were just.
I think I had a problem with.
Yeah,
You had a problem with exporting the files, and you edited it, and it
They were
caused
fully-
everything off track.
All of them were fully edited, and something when it tried to export, it didn't work correctly, and it ruined the video. And then it would never let me re-edit it. So we kind of just took a little break from it.
Hold your mic closer to your face, Logan. Speak in it.
Speak in it.
Okay. So, this whole audio setup is still new, and we're still working out the kinks because we really haven't had time to work out anything. One, I've been working on music from the time we stopped this to now.
Hey, you say that. He got recognized by Metallica.
Yeah, Metallica, which, they did a lot, but Metallica reposted one of my videos on their TikTok. That's pretty damn surprising. Yes, they did. And, another thing to fill in, me and this guy went and seen Metallica a few months ago phenomenal show, amazing. So we'll touch base more on music and all that. We got a lot more serious things to jump into.
I think first we need to talk about where we're going from here, because since Matthew's moving, we're kind of losing the setup for temporarily. So I don't really know. I mean, we haven't really talked about what our plans are from here.
It's all been up in the air until,
what we're going to do.
Officially, maybe a month and a half ago, officially, like, it's like set in stone, like, hey, we're moving from here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's all up in the air. It honestly will probably be months again before we even attempt to do anything, just out of the, out of the standpoint of where we stand, where we're at,
I mean,
things like
I
that.
say,
'Cause
realistically, this setup's not that hard to move. What needs to have power? We could just do this mobile.
yeah, I mean, everything could be mobile,
fully
yeah.
charged, we're mobile.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've got a house. Actually, if you want to
Well-
get real technical, I got like 3 houses, 4 houses. 3.
See, there's options. It's just a matter of figuring it out and going with it, because you can't. It's hard to throw something up in the air and figure out how it's going to happen. You just got to wait until it happens.
Yeah. I mean, we may be back in a month. We may be back in 6 months. But, where Matthew's going, we're not going to have room to film there, really, for right now. So, I don't know. We want to continue doing it, but it's kind of hard having the correct setup to do it, and, But I don't know. Maybe we...
Biggest thing's time.
Yeah, time, yeah.
We all have our own life. We all have other ambitions and other things
That's why,
we're chasing.
and it's just the area we're at. Like, I know you two are here. Me and Aaron are here, in this general area. Like, where you're moving to, I mean, you're 45 minutes away from my house,
It ain't 45.
I ain't little ain't.
It ain't 45
Yeah, it
minutes.
is. It's about
from
40,
here.
45.
Bubba, I'm 15 from here.
From where?
From here to your place.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
It's 25 minutes from here.
I took a detour the other day, and it took me a measly 15 minutes to get there. I know. I
I
know.
don't think so.
Pull your phone. Give me.
Look.
We're going to do a quick little search here, guys.
Commercial
because,
break.
Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
21 minutes from my house. 22 minutes from my house.
Okay.
So, what's...
Here, I can give it. Give me a second. 15.
So...
He was right on the dot.
No, that's from
No,
here
that's
to
from
where
here
he's moving
from here to there is 20 minutes.
22.
35.
It's 37
But
minutes.
also, I didn't even follow the route that the phone told me to follow.
Yeah, you
I went your
sneaky.
route,
Yeah, that's
and
his route.
it was quicker. But anyway,
He
it's
trying to tell
it's
me
30 minutes.
Yeah, no, it's 40 minutes.
The way he fucking drives,
both wrong.
it's 30 minutes.
They were both wrong.
So
What does that mean?
anyway,
the way I drive?
dude over here
Don't.
ticking on 10 more extra minutes to his time drive.
Yeah.
I don't know though. Even if we do go there, there's not really any room.
Restaurant
to,
joke, guys.
To record, Like, I don't know. I ain't been there in a long time, but
There's gonna be plenty to record. We'll figure it out. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
jump
figure
on to
something
the
out.
next thing. I don't know what the hell we're doing. We just set the hell down.
well, I think we talk about what we've been doing. I mean, you've changed. What did we go to last Monday?
Oh yeah. We went to a
We got Stump in a church.
I've been to church numerous times.
So-
it's a wonder you didn't show.
I wanted to, but I
No, we didn't. He heard what food it had, and that's why he didn't come.
Barbecuing at Joe. That's the only reason I ain't coming.
You know how I found that out? Because I told Stump. It was so our church at one Monday out the month, we had this little dinner thing, and we had it last Monday. So I invited these three right here. Well, Aaron found out what the food was, and all of a sudden his attitude changed.
This
And
dude
I
only
told-
eat. You can't really tell by looking
I
at him,
am going to the next one.
but he only eats chicken.
Well,
and maybe pizza.
Stump had
That's
asked me what the food was, and I told him. He said, "Oh, so that's why Aaron's not going." And Aaron just kind of did a little smirk he does when you know he's lying. That's how I knew what it was. Well, anyway, so Matthew, I think you should tell us what changed your mind about religion.
Okay. Either or. Well, Luke Combs quote here: "Growing up and getting old." You know, I've always had a faith in life and believing, but like I've said before, I've always been torn between religion. Now, it's just having faith, really. I mean, letting God guide my faith, and like, just like how a lot of people say, God put you here for a purpose, and He blessed me with the talent of being musically inclined. He blessed me with my family. He blessed me with my wife, my kids. He blessed me with you guys being in my life. And
You'll make me cry.
When you take a step back and realize a lot of things you take for granted, and it was him. He's the reason why I am where I am today. It's really hard to explain it because I'm not really used to explaining it through a religious standpoint. But basically just, faith and being blessed to wake up every day, and my kids and my wife and all of them wake up every day and get home safely. That's a big part. And then, whenever you started going to church too, that obviously helped me push a drive. And even my wife, she's talked about us picking a church together and us going to church. And like, I have faith in God, but I don't have faith in these churches.
See that?
Not saying like churches are bad, but you guys know all the things that happen out in the world in churches. There's just like your pastor said, there's always what did he say?
Somebody that me, Stump, and Aaron work with, Stump was talking about how he doesn't trust churches. Basically what he said is, it's not the church you don't trust, it's the people you don't trust. And he was like, every church, the devil has a seat, right? So just because you don't trust the people in the church doesn't mean you shouldn't attend a church. A church is very crucial if you actually learn about why it's crucial. You kids go to school to learn. People go to church to learn. It's something like you have to go to school to learn. You have to be taught somehow. I understand you can read the Bible and you can teach yourself, but pastor's whole goal is to teach you everything and like to guide you the right direction. I think that's a problem with our generation is people got out of the church. And now the excuse is because people, and I'm not saying everybody, but a lot of people are too lazy to go to church, and their excuse is church isn't for me, or I can't trust the church, people are bad in the church. Well, people are bad in Walmart too, but you still go. People are bad in Target, but you still go. And so there's no excuse, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel like something's wrong in the church, find a new church. I've never felt that problem at my church.
I will say it's kind of crazy how Matthew mentioned that, because I had a conversation with like that exact conversation with Logan like a week before all this, and I just like one of the people we worked with said the devil's got a seat in every church, and it was just hard for me. It's hard for me to, I guess, adapt to a pastor trying to force like a message on me that don't come directly from the source, in my opinion. Because I see a lot of pastors at church, when they do their sermons, they don't read from the Bible, and they just like speak. Like, they just speak what they want you to hear, and I really don't agree with that. Like,
Well,
if you're not preaching your sermon straight from the source, then really, I really don't. I mean, I wouldn't say I don't care to hear it. I mean, I do, obviously. But, like, I feel like a lot of churches, and I'm not saying all of them, you know, there is some, I mean, it goes for everything. There's a good and bad place wherever you go. But I feel like a lot of churches tend to, like, I wouldn't say brainwash people, but in a way it kind of does. Like, they kind of just force you to hear what they want us to hear.
I don't agree with that. You're saying a lot of churches. I think it's...
Well, not a lot of...
One in every 100 churches do that, just like one in every 100 bad cops are bad. That's like saying all cops are bad.
That goes back to the same thing, though. Like, the one bad experience somebody would have would ruin it for the rest of it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I get that, but, like, in my opinion, when it comes to religion, it's just a little different. And I think...
Because I had a bad experience at a church. That's why the perspective is different from me.
You know, and I understand, you know, you've told me what it was, and, like, I've explained to you that, like, my church is nothing like that, and I know other churches.
Yeah, I went to his church, and honestly, I had a great time. Like I really could see myself going back for, like, an actual service.
I'm just saying, like, you got to give things a chance in life, you know, like, look at all the stuff that's going on in the world right now. If Jesus was to come back today, do you think you're safe? Do you think you're saved in the situation you're in? That's what I ask a lot of people. Like, if he was to come back today, do you think you're going to heaven or not? Or
should I go through the dream that I had the other day?
Yeah, I think that.
Which is kind of crazy because I've never had a dream about this until I went to Logan's church for a dinner, and we just, like, talked about what was going on. And the next day, I woke up in tears from this. I went to church. It was like a dinner for all the men in the church to try to get more, you know, males into the church and more involved or whatever. And the next day, I didn't wake up, but I was having a dream. And no, I've never once had a dream about this before. And in the dream, the rapture was happening, like, very vividly. And all I remember is, like, the sky just, like, dropped just very rapidly. And we all went to, like, this little room, and it was like, I wouldn't say a waiting room, but I mean, it was kind of a waiting room. And we were, in our mind, it was kind of like us watching TV, but there was nothing there. Like, it was just like an image painted for us to see, if that makes sense. And I was texting Logan about this because, like, I got to thinking, I'm like, I remembered vividly in that dream, like, something made me feel this, like, very, very bad. The whole time during that dream, I just remember feeling like I was so scared, like, of what was about to happen, because I wasn't, like, 100% in my mind of what I wanted, if that makes sense. Like, I wasn't...
You were scared because you don't think you're saved.
Yeah. And I feel like God... This is what got me emotional. Is because I feel like God was, like, telling me to, like, actually open my eyes and, like, fully commit to what I was wanting to commit to. And, yeah.
I like, honestly, you know, you look at all the stuff going around the world right now, and I know... I don't want to say it's old news because it'll never be old news, but the stuff that happened with Charlie Kirk, you know, everybody knows about it. It's a terrible situation, you know. But look at the message he was trying to spread. He wasn't spreading negativity. He was going around the world telling everybody about who Jesus was. And, you know, I mean, obviously he was political, but a lot of his stuff was religion-based. He was a man of God.
Majority was religion-based.
You look at somebody like that get killed for that, you know, it just kind of changed my perspective on a lot of things. And, you know, I've been religious. I didn't grow up religious, you know, my family was never religious. And I just kind of, one day one of our friends that was on here before, Ronnie, he kind of introduced me to God. And honestly, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. And then when Charlie Kirk got shot, I remember I just got home from work and I saw it, and, you know, I just stopped everything I was doing and I sat in my room and I prayed, and that prayer was so emotional, it literally made me cry. And, you know, I'm not a very emotional person, but it's just something about, like, I don't know if you guys understand, like, the power of prayer, but it's like an actual thing. and like it genuinely moved me when I prayed about it, and like it felt like when he died, like I lost, kind of like if one of these guys got killed like that, it would feel the same way. And I've heard a lot of people say it, but like it just hit me on like a different level. And you know, for the past 6-7 months.
What?
Cut that out. What? I said the past 6-7 sessions.
6-7.
I didn't even realize you did that.
Anyway, keep that in.
Anyway, for the past 6-7 months, you know, I just like it's something inside of me. Okay, for the past 7-8 months, it just feels like something's been like urging me that I need to spread the. Not something. I guess it'd be God. It's just like I feel like I need to spread the word, you know, and like that's my calling. Is to do something similar to this, but spread the word. And you know, like I think that's why
the way Ronnie done him, Logan kind of done that for me. Like I was always like very, I wouldn't say very religious, but I was never in doubt of there was, you know.
Oh, well, I'm kind of the opposite of that, you know. Like I never believed that Jesus wasn't real. Like, I know he was real. That's how I used to think. But I was like, there's no way that can be a thing. And I think, you know, me and Matthew kind of had the same beliefs on it before. And it's like, I don't know, we were just kind of ignorant to it, I guess is the way to say it. But, like...
I'd say a little blind.
Yeah, blind.
I mean,
or in denial.
Like it was kind of like...
these struggles every day.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's ignorant to say that those aren't, like, real struggles people actually go through.
Right.
Because... religion's like a very, very hard thing to believe in.
I don't know.
Yes.
I put it like this. I think it's hard for some people.
No, not hard, but...
hard's not the right word. It's just like...
I don't know the right word.
I mean, I guess you could say hard to believe that something like that could be real, but why can't it be? Because it's the same people that worship, that are atheists, that are like, well, Satan's real, but God's not real. How does that make sense?
You know, one of them can't be real and the other one
exactly. And you know, like I don't try and force religion on nobody. I don't care what you guys believe in. Like that's not my business. But I am gonna try and introduce you to the Lord, and I'm gonna try and walk you down that path with me. And if you don't want to come, because I don't want it to be Judgment Day and then Stump's like, why didn't you tell me? You know how much that would hurt me if he was sitting there and he was like, why didn't you tell me? Now he can't say that to me because I have told him and I've explained it to him. And, you know, I just want everyone around me. Like, it hurts me to see certain people that I care about that are so in denial and they don't want to learn about it and at least take that step. You know what I'm saying?
At least give it a shot. You never know what's for you and what's not for you.
Well, I don't say it like that because, in my opinion, religion is for everybody.
It's for everyone, but not everybody has to... You know, it's not as God's servants, it's not our job to force that upon somebody.
Yeah.
But it is our job to delay the message to them and be like, hey, this is the side we need to be on.
Well,
if they choose to go somewhere else, then...
That is our job, though. Our job is
to at least try and get more people.
And,
but,
like...
if they choose that path, and...
Like what I do for you, I try and get you into it, I try to get Matthew into it. Like, I'm forever thankful for what Ronnie did for me, and I tell him that all the time, like, he changed my life, genuinely. Like, my life, and it's hard to explain to people that don't believe truly, but my life has changed since I've met God. And, like, the power of prayer is a real thing. Like, I used to have really bad anxiety, and, like, now whenever I get anxiety, I just pray about it. And, like, it goes away. Like, you ask for God to take that weight off your shoulders, and it goes away.
And I've heard a lot of stories of when they've, like, truly put their 100% trust in God, that they've seen a dramatic change. But really, I seriously hope I get to experience that, because, like...
One thing I will say...
It takes me to 100% commit.
Yeah, there is no such thing as being 50% Jesus. That's not a thing.
If you're gonna do it, you gotta put your all.
You can't just be like
halfway do it.
You can't go to the strip club Saturday night and then want to go to church Sunday morning. It just like
a lot of people do that too.
Yep, but yes, at least you're going to church and that's how people say it. But if you go out and get drunk and wasted and
God doesn't care about how often you go to church. God cares about the faith and the comfort and trust you put into Him. That's my understanding.
But this is one last thing I wanted to say before I forget. The walk with the Lord will not be easy. There's going to be the ups and downs. You're going to have problems in your life. Just don't ever question the Lord, because He knows what He's doing.
Absolutely.
Like, he knows what He's doing for you, and once you get through it, you'll be grateful. And, you know, that's why people take the easy route, because people don't want to fight for it, you know? Like, look at someone like Matthew, for example. He's been through a lot in his life, but the Lord guided him through, and look, he's made it to where he's at now. The walk's never going to be easy. That's why people sell out, sell their soul, do whatever it is. You know, they meet the devil, because the walk always looks easier. That's what the devil wants. But, you know, if you want to spend eternity in hell, go for it, you know? I mean, when we're up praising the Lord and you're in eternal hell, we can't say we didn't try and tell you. And, I mean, that's just how I feel about it, you know?
I want to point out there was like one quote that really stuck out to me with what Logan's pastor said the other day. And he was basically saying with how, like, us as humans, we always try to, like, I don't remember the word that he used. Procrastinate, I guess?
Maybe, I don't remember.
But us as humans, we always try to procrastinate and push things back and just be like, oh, I can do this tomorrow or do whatever the next day. And people don't realize sometimes you don't have that next day to do what you need to do.
Talking about compromise. Isn't that what he said? Something about compromising.
Yes. He said a lot of us as humans like to compromise and not, like, we want to try to do things halfway, I guess is what he was trying to say.
Which is the truth.
It'll be easier to do things the halfway instead of taking the longer and, you know, harder way of doing things, but doing it the right way instead of just halfway doing something and not, like, fully doing what you were meant to do.
That's right.
And that's, honestly, I think with Jesus and you putting your life for Him, I think that was 100% the right way to word it, because like Logan said, you can't go to the strip club Saturday night and then wake up the next morning and go to church. I mean,
no, you can.
I mean, you can.
It's definitely possible.
But I wouldn't advise it. Like, you can't. A lot of he even said as men, like,
as men, and this isn't to sound sexist, but as a man, we are here to be the leaders.
Yes.
This is something my pastor says a lot.
Yes.
If the male of the household, the man of the household, if he goes to Christ
if he
first,
uses Christ,
the
like,
household, I think, is 84% more likely for the household to follow.
And if the mom, it was like 20
is
something,
27% more likely.
Which, I mean, it's still great, but
yeah, and then if both goes, is probably in the 90s. So, you know, like, as parents, this generation is so crucial. Like, the age range right now from 18 to about 32, you know, raising kids right now is the most crucial to raise these children correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Get the call, guys. Hold on.
Does that stop?
No, it doesn't stop. No, we're good. We're still rolling.
Okay. Anyway, so, you know, this generation, and, you know, Matthew's raising kids right now, and we will, hopefully, God willing, we'll raise children in this generation as well. And, you know, like, it's our job now to teach our children who Jesus is, because I was never taught that as a child. You know, my mom never taught me who God was, who Jesus was. And, like, I knew, I've always heard it, but I never really truthfully knew. And, you know, now it's my job. I want to have kids so I can teach them the glory of God. And, you know, like, you got to teach them right morals. Like, I don't believe in a boy can become a girl. That's not how God intended us to be. He made you a man, you're a man. He made you a woman, you're a woman. That's the bottom line. And I really don't care. Quite frankly, I don't care what anybody thinks how I feel.
Another thing is, he was also talking about, like, election time. And another thing that stuck out to me, he said this one dude, he was, like, offering to buy another church or something. And the first thing that this person asked was if he was left or, Democrat or Republican. Why that mattered, I don't know. But he said he sat there a minute and he thought to himself, and he's like, I really want to tell him the truth, but, is this really going to change the outcome of how things are about to go? And he said he thought about it for a minute, and he says, dude, I vote for he said he'd vote for God's way every election.
Yes. He follows and he votes the way
God would want us to work. And I feel like that's, like, the most efficient thing you could do. Like, whatever God wants for us is what you should vote for, whether it's Democrat, Republican, whatever. And honestly,
read the Bible. The Bible tells you
everything you need.
There's nothing in the Bible. There's an answer for everything in the Bible. And I'm not the greatest at reading my Bible. I'm open about that. There's times I slack off on it. Like, I'm not the best at praying, but when I do pray, I pray and I ask the Lord to make me better at praying. Because it's not that I forget to pray, I just get caught up doing other things, which is wrong of me as a Christian.
Which happens more than you would think.
Yeah, I should be praying whenever I get the chance. Not even that, I should be taking time out of my day to pray. Like, a thing I do pretty much every day now on my way to work is the whole way to work I only listen to worship music, because I think worship is very crucial for you to listen to. If you start your day on that foot, your day is more than likely going to go better. Things are going to be more positive. You're going to be in a better mood. I ride around most of the time. Like, we just went up the road a few minutes ago, and the whole time I was playing worship music in my car. That's really all I listen to, And, like, I don't know. I've really changed as a person, and, like, I try to guide the people around me to do the same. And if they don't want to, that's on them, But like I was saying, they can't tell me, why didn't you tell me on Judgment Day? Because I did tell them. And, I think us four sitting here, we're on that path to be saved and, to be in heaven together one day. All four of us were fairly new in religion. Like, I know Matthew is probably the newest, like, learning about it. And, Aaron has been taking it more serious. Stump's been taking it more serious. I think everybody needs to take religion more serious, and you'll see the world change. That's something I firmly believe in. But that's why this generation, we have to. This is our last chance.
Yeah, your preacher said our generation is like the most crucial in having a change.
This is the most crucial generation to making change. Because your grandpa, there's only so much he can do now. He can only teach you so much. That's the truth. And, I mean...
We are literally setting our future up as a generation.
But yeah, I mean, I think religion's a big thing, and I kind of think, like, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I don't want this podcast to be strictly religion, but I want to do more religious stuff on it, because I just feel like that's my calling, And, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's more crucial to spread... It's more crucial to spread the word of religion than talk about a football score.
Not only that, I think a big thing we need to implement here is the teaching of peace between all humans. Because that's one thing, like, I know a lot of people get tired of hearing about it, which I think the majority of our viewers don't. But, Charlie, he was all about teaching the purity of humanity. That's where people get it all wrong. People think that he was out hating, spreading hate. Yeah, he didn't agree with a lot of things that a lot of people think or their life choices, but he was trying to teach the purity of humanity, of what we should be and how we should be. And, people have forgotten that I can disagree with you and you but we can still sit on the same couch together,
Yes.
and we can still care for one another.
Well, like-
So that's the biggest thing that this world has forgotten.
You know, like me and Stump, we disagreed today at work where we was talking about football and we disagreed about something. That doesn't mean I'm going to come to work tomorrow and I'm going to punch Stump in the back of the head because I don't
And
agree.
Charlie Kirk quote actually said it best in my opinion. And people asked him why he done the stuff that he did, and he said the pure reason why I do what I do is because when we stop having honest conversations about stuff and talking as a whole about whatever we feel like is wrong and actually coming to a common ground, that's when violence starts to occur. And that is honestly,
That's where we're at.
that's where we're at. When us as a generation, or just us as a whole, we stop communicating, and like, I can't explain, like, us as like a whole people, regardless of what you believe in or don't, that doesn't necessarily mean we have to hate each other. Like, we can disagree on something. And I mean, I was talking to this girl actually added me on Snapchat yesterday, and literally the first thing not that one, the first thing that she texted me was just out of the blue and said, "Ew, was that a Trump flag?" And I said, "Yes. Why does that matter?" And she went on about this whole rant talking about how he was just like a little something toddler, like trying to force all the older white guys to run this country.
The left-wing media
And
spreads evil
exactly what I
and
said.
hate.
I said, I'm going to be honest, I don't really get into politics like that because, regardless of what I say or what I believe, at the end of the day, it's not going to matter. So really, I mean, yes, I voted a certain way, but really, I don't look at politics like that. And I told her, I said, often, in my opinion, the media tries to paint the perspective. And I mean, this goes both ways. Like, the media is so, like, I feel like they're trying to force us all in one direction or the other direction.
Well,
And they're trying
split us.
they're trying to divide us for what we truly are meant to be here. And I said, and another thing is, like, if we all get caught up in what the news or what a particular anchor says on the news instead of actually like researching what we want to know, like a lot of people, they're calling, Charlie Kirk racist and that he meant a lot of bad against everybody, and that honestly, I watched a lot of Charlie's interviews from like front to end, and I couldn't think of a single time he said anything hateful or racist in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I'm sure people know Candace Owens. Candace was literally his best friend. And if you just see something and you automatically run with that narrative, which I feel often a lot of people do, that is what they want us to do because it divides us as a nation. And if we continue to let it do that, then I'm going to be honest, I don't think the Charlie Kirk thing is really going to be the worst thing to happen. And I hate to say that, but it's just going to get worse from here if we keep letting what's happening happen. And I don't see it ending anytime soon if we continue to let this narrative run whatever we want to hear.
I don't know. It's just, if everybody would love each other and everybody
It's
would
literally that simple.
I look at everybody as, I'm no better than any of these guys. None of these guys are better than me. I'm no better than the homeless man up the street, and he's not better than me. Everybody is equal. We are all children of God. Nobody is better than the other. Just because Charles up the road makes $200,000 a year, and I don't make that, doesn't make him any better than me. You understand? Like,
Makes his bank account better.
But as a person,
But see,
But
then
you know,
again,
like,
when you
as a
die, when you pass away, what's in your bank account isn't going to matter.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
I don't care if I die with
if
a
you're
dollar.
in hell with $100 million in the bank, what does that do?
Also, another thing I want to mention, there's this preacher on TikTok, and I don't want to keep going into this, but There's a preacher on my TikTok that I follow. One of his sermons says, you know, a lot of men nowadays, regardless if we want to admit it or not, like, we're so scared of what people will think of us, like going up on the altar and like actually fully devoting yourself to God because of what your other friends would say or what they won't say or how they'll think of you after. And he put it this way.
Who cares?
He said, I would rather be cheered on. Well, he said, I would rather be hated on my way to heaven than cheered on my way to hell. And that is like
This
a
is
huge
something
thing.
I know Stump struggles with. And I know a lot of people around me struggle with it. But who cares what people think about you?
I have a huge problem with that.
It means nothing. If somebody doesn't like Stump because of the way he looks, what does that matter?
The way I look. Hold up.
Okay, if somebody doesn't like Aaron...
What you saying, pal?
If somebody doesn't like Aaron or Matthew because of the way they look, what does it matter? Why does that affect... Like, that shouldn't affect you. You were designed by God. In His eyes, you are perfect. It doesn't matter what Jimmy up the street thinks about Stump or what Sally thinks about Stump. You know, you understand? Like, I don't know. It's just... I wish if people would quit worrying about what other people think and, you know, just living their life, the world would be a whole lot better and a whole lot different.
And stay out of people's business, please.
Yeah. Like,
I feel like as a country, we always get like tied up into like what other people are doing instead of like just doing you. And
yep. Anyway, let's move on. What else do you guys want to talk about, fellas?
Well, let's see if Aaron the mic. Aaron has
let's
said
see what
much.
Aaron has to say.
What do you have on your takes on religion, Aaron?
Well, I've been raised in the Baptist church my entire life. Little church in the middle of the woods.
Out in the middle of nowhere.
Out in the middle of literally nowhere. But I'm right now kind of looking around at different churches. I'm going to attend Logan's church first chance I get when I'm not working on a Sunday, which I don't know.
I feel you.
What happened? Just to like give an example.
Well,
You don't have to put names in it.
yeah, I'm just going to say there is a man at my church who everybody in the church, all 20 of us, we really like the guy. Maybe not 20. On a bad day, it's like 5. But we all really like this man. Really nice, kind man. Just a good dude. And he has
He's like 70s. He's like in his 70s.
Give him the floor, son.
something like that. But he has a fiance who lives in about an hour away. We'll say that so I don't give away where we're at. About an hour away. She comes up to visit him every chance she gets because they both work. So she stayed at his house. Nothing happened. According to him, nothing happened. Well, he got made to feel like he wasn't welcome in my current church. And that didn't sit real well with me at all. So I'm currently not shopping around.
Looking.
I'm looking around at different options.
Right.
And I still love everybody in that church, the pastor.
But that's one of the things that goes back to what Stump said. You know, that's
stay out of people's business.
And it's like a bad experience at a church, but you know you're not giving up on the church.
No, I'm not. And I think honestly, and this is me, I think honestly that God put that obstacle in my church because it's the church I've always been in. It's the church that I'm comfortable with. I've been going to this church since I can remember.
Yeah.
I think it's an obstacle from God to really test my faith and to see how serious I am about it.
I mean, you could very easily
slip out of it.
You could slip out and just not.
I agree with that.
I don't know, guys. I mean, you know, it's just God is good. You know, like there's not much else you can say unless you meet him and you learn who he is. I mean, that's what I keep saying it over and over in this pod, but that's what I want for everybody watching it, all 45 viewers, whatever it is. You know, you never know.
45,000. We don't care.
You never know what this video is going to do, you know.
And can I just point out, like, after, I don't want to keep bringing this up, but after
you said that 6 times.
Well, this is the Charlie thing. Like, after the Charlie, you know, that happened to him, I seen a comment of, like, and I don't want to assume because it's not right for me to do that, but I'm just going to assume this person was, you know, Democrat, liberal, whatever. They commented and said, well, you know, guys, I think it's about time we have a conversation. And I was like, a conversation? I mean, y'all just took out the one person that was willing to do that with you. He didn't, you know, make you feel a certain way about what you believed or how you should believe. He never pointed you in that direction. So I just wanted to put that out there. How are you going to say we need to have a conversation, but the main goal of this dude was to have a conversation with you? So,
well, guys, the verdict is Frank is missing.
Oh, wait, where is Frank?
That's where Matthew was.
So I got up real quick and took a little adventure for Frank, but Frank's probably in storage. But
Dang.
we're rolling on 50 minutes.
This was supposed to be 30.
This was supposed to be 30. I only have so much gigs on my phone because of all the music on there. So I say this is a quick wrap. I mean, what do you guys think? Right? That went well.
Yeah.
Well, you know, sorry about the one camera angle. Sorry about the 2 mics. Sorry about the
Rough setup. We'll figure it out.
We'll get there.
But
with all that being said,
real quick, before we leave, can I do something real quick? I think this should be a new tradition on the couch. I'd like to say a word of prayer for everybody just before we leave. Kind of like church.
Sure.
A little bit. Remove your hats, please.
My hairline's horrible.
Nobody cares. It'll be all right. You don't have to. Dear Lord, I'd like to pray for everybody watching this, whether it's 4, whether it's 40, whether it's 40,000. I'd like to pray for all 4 of us here on this couch, for your continued blessings and guidance and everything that we do in this life. And Lord, I'd like to pray that if someone's watching this and this is the first time they're hearing about the Lord, that they come to you and talk to you and hope for your forgiveness and your grace that you've showed to all 4 of us so far in our lives. And I'd like to thank you for that, Lord. And thank you for your continued blessings and guidance. And I hope that you give us all a good rest of the day, rest of the week, get us through whatever we need to get through. In your name I pray, amen.
And bless us all with safe travels.
Yeah, as 3 of us got to go home.
That's right. We'll see you guys on the next one.
Yes, sir.